I hope you are having a great summer. I'm excited to let you know I am now the principal of both Ainsworth and Riverside Elementary. I will continue as the curriculum director for Highland Community School District. I want to take a few minutes to welcome everyone back to school and tell you a little bit about myself. I began my teaching career during the 1992-93 school year as a substitute teacher, working mostly in the Highland Community School District. The following year, I became a Title I reading teacher for Clear Creek-Amana School District. In 1994, my son started kindergarten at Riverside Elementary, and I became the Title I reading teacher at Riverside Elementary, serving kindergarten through 6th grade students. In 1995, I had the opportunity to become a first grade teacher of students at Riverside Elementary, and I continued in that role for the next 9 years. In 2004, I was fortunate enough to become Reading Recovery trained and move back into the position of Title I Reading Recovery teacher, serving kindergarten through 5th grade, although the focus was heavily on students in 1st grade, 2nd, and 3rd grade. 2 years later, I accepted an extension to my contract and took on some curriculum responsibilities. I was still able to help serve kindergarten through 5th grade students improve in the areas of reading and written language, and increase my knowledge of curriculum and all that goes with that in the public school setting. In 2009, I moved to the Ainsworth Elementary building, where I became the principal of Ainsworth Elementary, serving preschool through 5th grade students and the adults who work with them. I kept my role as curriculum director and began to increase my capabilities as an instructional leader. This year, I am super excited to be able to stay with the Ainsworth Elementary students, staff, and community, and at the same time return to the students, staff, and community of Riverside Elementary. I am one of the lucky ones. I get to go to a job every day that I absolutely love. When I do get some free time, I like to spend it with my husband, John. We live in the country east of Highland High School and enjoy time with our horses, Cody and Stella, our cat, Clover, and our puggle, Maggie. We like to camp, kayak, and hike. I also enjoy reading, knitting, and scrapbooking. This summer, we were able to spend some time vacationing in Door County, Wisconsin with our son Johnny and his wife Lacey and their 2 fabulous children. I wanted to share the administrative coverage schedule with you and put a face to the names on that schedule. During the 2015-16 school year, the administrators will be dividing time between the buildings for the purpose of providing administrative coverage at similar levels to previous years. The charts on the next 2 slides define the schedule for who will be in each building on the different days of the week in the mornings and the afternoons. As in past years, administrators will have various meetings to attend and responsibilities that will take them out of the building. Our goal is to have an administrator in each building as much as possible. Administrative meetings are scheduled for Thursday morning. The meeting location will rotate between buildings, and building secretaries will always be aware of the administrator's location. The schedule for Ainsworth Elementary building will be as follows. On Monday, Mrs. Hazlett will begin the day and Mr. Dietrichs will end the day. On Tuesday, Mrs. O'Leary will be at Ainsworth in the morning and Mr. Armstrong will end the day at Ainsworth. Wednesdays begin with Mrs. Hazlett at the Ainsworth Elementary building, and then Mrs. O'Leary will alternate between buildings in the afternoon. On Thursday, Mrs. O'Leary will begin the day at Ainsworth, and Mr. Armstrong will end the day at Ainsworth. Friday, Mrs. Hazlett will begin the day, and Mrs. O'Leary will end the day. The schedule to Riverside is next. On Monday, Mrs. O'Leary will be in the building all day. On Tuesday, Mr. Dietrichs will be at Riverside in the morning, and Mrs. O'Leary will end the day at Riverside. On Wednesday, Mrs. O'Leary will begin the day at Riverside and then alternate between buildings in the afternoon. Thursday, Mrs. O'Leary will end the day at Riverside. On Friday, Mrs. O'Leary will begin the day at Riverside Elementary and Mr. Armstrong will end the day at Riverside Elementary. I am Mrs. O'Leary and I am passionate about the learning of all students. I believe that student learning will not increase unless the adults around them continue to learn. Therefore, I am also passionate about the learning of the staff at Highland. It is a goal of mine to increase the school-to-parent and the parent-to-school communication. The partnerships between schools and parents is crucial for student success. I look forward to working together so that all students are successful. This slide has pictures of the other 3 district administrators. Mr. Armstrong is the superintendent of Highland Community Schools. Mrs. Hazlett is the lead high school principal, and Mr. Dietrichs is the lead middle school principal. All 3 care deeply about students and learning and will be available to assist when I am in the other elementary building. Thank you for taking time to watch this brief introduction, and please don't hesitate to contact me with any questions, comments, or concerns.